there wasn't even a doubt in my mind after watching that map of how potentially this map can go as well. Like this, if they get the first 3 rounds on Nuke in a very convincing fashion, I think we could have, that potential 16-5 score line again.
Well, I think Envy did actually play Mirage versus MIBR before, and MIBR battered them 16-3. So there's your answer about that one. So yeah, maybe it's a bad day at the office for We'll have to see if they can turn things around on Nuke. It's a map that they do at least play. So see how they're going to do here. This is already a better start. Very aggressive push in. The pistol round looking good for them so far. Already 2 opening picks. And now going to be falling back passive. I like this from RCF. In the meantime, his teammates have rolled around the back. Still looking to get aggressive, though. Moose is actually going to hand away the bomb. Calyx, 1v4.
I don't know. This is a tough ask. He does have RCF and IDK very low in health. It's actually going to push into IDK. But the one click is going to be enough for him with the USP. So yeah, Gaming will take the pistol round. Taking 50% of the rounds they got in an entire map on Mirage, just in this alone. But I think it's still going to be tough.
You're going to keep that percentage going for every round that they take.
Yeah, it's not very difficult.
Yeah, I still think you might screw it up.
I don't doubt that. But we've seen like the way Nifty's been able to play. Again, Ryan and Mihu, thinking about them, like Calx as well. We got to see Nuke where they did beat Furia 22-20. And it could have even been, a way different score than that. They let Furia really get back into the game. And somehow, long-range Glocks, they take 2 kills? Did he not have head armor?
No, he did. He got dinked a few times. I was watching it from his point of view. That was kind of crazy. I don't know about the second player, but the rest of them do. This is already more damage than I would have expected in a round with Glocks. And they actually have a... They're going to try and wrap around. This is risky. I would have expected them to just take the play on Secret. That's still 3 kills with just Glocks. Nothing else invested. An AUG for Moose might not even be the worst save in the world. And he comes close to killing off Farston as well. That is not a good round for but they at least win it. They've got there too. That is 100% of the rounds that they got in the last map. Don't worry, Jason. I got your back. And
That's the easy one.
And now we get the T's coming up with a buy of their own. The AK-47's invested into plenty of utility. Of course, all the extra kills that they actually got there were not only causing costs for but also getting them some extra grenades, which is definitely going to help them out. Now,
Tom, you look at the scoreline and then you look at the loadouts from both teams, and you would never guess the Envy was down 0-2.
That is true. Round is almost a must-win for if they want to get off to a good start. The next round, they'd have to almost invest into pistols just because they wouldn't actually have enough money to even buy with a round of eco. So this is crunch time for the Brazilians very early on in this map. Of course, we do expect to see more rounds coming in on the CT side, but seen recently a lot more from the T side of Nuke. It has become more of an enjoyable match to watch, I think, with teams making realizations, making adaptations, and a lot of them seem to revolve around these outside smokes. There's a lot more you can do with them nowadays, positions that can be taken. I like the fact that we've seen some aggression outside, though, from the CTs. RCF actually just going to be waiting in case they attempt to go into Secret. And a deep Molotov would leave him in a bit of an awkward situation, but it looks like the T's are getting ready. Still watching to make sure if there is a man around this corner, that they should be able to clear it. RCF is going to get pushed, and he gets absolutely nothing. I think the only damage that was actually done was from Nick and Calyx. And now Mihu already going to pick off another. Still, a couple of low players, some possibilities, and at least 2 players on the right side.
But can they hit the shots they're going to need to stop this push from coming through? They actually trade positions with one player. Patterson and Fasten going to both fall. And well, they had 2 players at the right side, but unfortunately, those 2 players weren't able to hit their shots. And now Duma is just probably trying to save the AUG. Envy, I think the most impressive part about this round is not the fact they win it. It's the fact they win it with all 5 players alive, at least for now. Like, that's going to already start to build up a massive bank. And again, get them potentially into another map victory and a series victory, which would be very important for them.
Just hoping to bring this in. As said, the money for the next round is going to be pretty atrocious for yeah. They'll have the minimum loss bonus, $1,400. So the max cash is going to be fairly low for their side. Means they can maybe get some SMGs here, but saving becomes kind of pointless because even going into the next round, you're not going to see many players with enough to actually buy rifles, so they're going to take the risk. It's the right call. Now, Nuke is a map where this definitely can work. There's a lot of close range angles you can take, a lot of positions you can get aggressive on, and you see a lot of teams getting away with using SMGs, getting away with using shotguns even, where, although I'm a fan, they are not really used as much anymore. I think Cobblestone was always the haven for the shotgun, and unfortunately, that map is not in the pool. Well, unfortunately for me, I'm sure there's many people who are quite glad that it's not in the pool, but...
Well, Cobblestone was great.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it, though. Not
I miss it,
JW,
actually,
he loves
quite a
it.
bit.
Nax as well. Pasha. Basically, all the cool people. That's what I'm going with. All the cool people like Cobblestone, and... Well, let's not comment about the rest of them.
Probably one of the nicest things you ever said to me. Luce is going to open things up with the initial kill. Trying to catch him on the push from radio. Again, Envy just playing it slow. Forcing, yeah, Gaming to play aggressively. I think, yeah, doesn't feel like they can win when it comes to an execution. So they have to search out information, search out a weapon. They still have like a Deagle in a good position. Yeah, an Ump in a decent position, but without having control, I feel like, yeah, Gaming doesn't really have a solid chance to hold on to that side of me who does want to go up in that nice little bird's nest.
Dead. Just in case there's somebody up there. I like it. Less risk. Not quite as elegantly as they would have liked to, but the only player they really have to worry about is IDK. Now, they've stepped, so walking from this point onwards is pretty pointless. So they're definitely going to be known. Keep coming out. IDK is able to get one. Now, they have to be careful of the players elsewhere, but the T's are trading things back. However, it almost works out. Fastin with the 5-7. That corner, he shouldn't have been able to get anywhere near that much done, but nonetheless, there's still going to be the T's coming out on top. And unfortunately, the CT side now do actually have to take themselves an eco.
I mean, the corner he was playing in there was like 3 other teammates of his that needed to die before he would get shot. Unless you're looking like from heaven. It was so funny because of the position they put him in. He was able to do some decent work and almost clutching the round out, which would have been massive. But again, they still would have been hurting it on the buy up another time, and NB probably should have been able to, or should have been able to buy as well. So it would have even still been that kind of situation. If they lose a round, they're gonna lose too. You got a Zeus. Now, if a Zeus gets a kill, Tom, I want to hear the sound it makes when the person dies out of your voice.
Oh, I can't do that. That's Dust. You're looking
it
for,
won't be as good as
Dust.
Dust,
Dust
but...
Murray. That's not me. I only make the sound of grenades that disappear, or the ones that suction up smokes. That was it. Oh, again, we're going to see a challenge outside. A little bit dicey for Ryan. He's down to 3 HP, and the second player should be there to close him out. An AK picked up, and an AK dropped once again. He's still looking strong, Moose. He's actually invested into an SMG, so looking to try and farm up a little bit of extra cash. They've been so dominant outside. There was the Zeus kill, Jason. You got what you wanted. Hope you were listening for the sound, because you're not getting another one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not everything I wanted.
Pass in. Didn't expect that many players to be walking through, but Dumar's come up with the AK-47. Still looking to try and play from heaven. Spots out the second, but can't quite connect. And with no army, he has to be very careful here. Teammate maybe trying to give him a little bit of a setup by walking in. Calyx already low on HP, but they know exactly where he is. They could easily just try and make their way towards the vet instead, but just going to opt to try and plant things safe. And Mark not stuck here. They know exactly where he is. He's just hoping for a quick one tap to try and get rid of one of these players. Give himself a chance, but with the bomb ticking away, I think he's come to the realization that saving this AK is a little bit more worthwhile.
I mean, all they had was USPs, right? That's not a terrible round in the end. Yeah, you're going to go down in the half at the moment, but you got 3 kills. You save an AK. Try to keep the economy out of Envy in check. I mean, yes, Calyx has 7,200. But trying to keep them honest, I think is a nice little job by them there. I just worry, though, in the future, because when we went to Mirage, and it was a 16-2. I think they took like one timeout.
Yeah, I think they
And
took
to me,
one at 7-0 down. I think that was it.
and to me, that's like saying, all right, well, a timeout isn't going to help us anymore. We're not going to be able to figure out what we can do with a timeout. Or I guess maybe they did have the discussions, but they didn't have like a brainstorming session. I feel like there's no reason to not use the timeouts, especially when you're starting to lose control of the game. If they lose this round here, I'd almost expect them to do it just to talk about things and see what they can change up. Or maybe just take a breather, you know?
Again, early into the round, the T's are looking to try and take control of outside. It's been their safe haven so far. Yeah, Gaming haven't really found a way to counter them. Most of the time, in fact, just trying to lurk inside A site and almost catch them as they look to push in. For now, be similar again. They have left RCF. Going to be up around the rafters of heaven, trying to watch anybody coming through the smokes. Molotov's also going to be thrown in, but it is the same play again, just leaving them in a little bit of an awkward situation. IDK trying to spot players up the top, which he will do, and he gets the opener onto Mihu as well. Goes for the second, but Ryan is waiting for him. CTs, however, are looking to challenge this. They get themselves another kill. RCF chimes in with one more. And now Moose and Nifty, 4 players to find. Have 3 players to find.
Well, that's a big commitment, though, out of the CT side, to have that many players with eyes towards outer. Giving up some control of the inner bomb site, which has allowed them to get down towards lower. RCF looking to push up. He's at the kill on the Moose. Now it's just down to Nifty in a 1-on-3 with an AWP. Oh my gosh, gets the first kill. Don't tell me he's gonna be able to pull this off after I called him out not being too flashy earlier on. He gets the second kill as well, the third one, and he pulls it off. Nifty making me eat my words. Gets himself a 3K and saves the round. Envy up 4-2. What a couple of shots out of him.
That's the Nifty you like to see. The man that can win you any round in any situation, can wallbang pretty much anything. Like I still remember the clip. I think it was Vincent Dustcasting it a while ago, where he wallbanged someone through Z connector from like basically the stairs up to heaven on B, and he also shot someone through the bottom as well. It was ridiculous. Like it was one of the craziest clutches I think I've ever seen. So. He definitely has it in him. I don't think there's any doubt. It's just we haven't been seeing it as much recently. But glad to see the 1v3 still working for him. And well, unfortunately, if you are a Brazilian fan, this is, again, starting to fall into the same realms. A 1v3, letting it slip, giving him individual duels. That's the thing. When it's an AWP in those situations, it's all the more impressive because there's a kickback on the gun. He has to take a second to basically wait for the gun to be ready to shoot again, and it basically meant that they didn't push him together. But that's always the way that clutches go. Someone does something incredible, and the people on the other side normally made a mistake.
I hear the scope, and I immediately see the CTs run away. That's how I feel, or would feel up against Nifty's op at the moment. IDK managed to get a kill. Trying to rescue the weapon again. Nifty's gonna be there protecting it off. 4-on-2 now in favor of Envy. As they're looking to take themselves up to 5 and RCF. Damn, she pushed through the smoke with a P250. See Envy of dropping too many players unless we see a couple of shots come in. Even Mihu and Nifty together pulling off a little bit of a crossfire to make sure no one gets out. Challenges bomb and Nifty. He's just not missing shots. Remember what I said before? He wasn't the flashiest of oppers in this match versus Furia. He was just consistent in hitting the shots. I don't think he's missed many in this map alone.
I think it's always been the case as well, though, where like like the good teams are pretty good at countering him. I think that Furia didn't really give him that much space to sort of style as much, and I think they were much better at actually trading their kills, which obviously being one of the top teams in the world, top 10 team, they're going to be pretty good at that. So it's understandable. I think that like even if you look at like matches in, say, for example, the Asian minor, Nifty would always just go ham because he was probably one of, if not the best player there, like at least at the time. Obviously, you've got the likes of someone like JKS when he was in that roster, so there's arguments to be had, but he was very, very consistent AWPing it would be when he came up against some of the better teams in the world, where obviously there'd be a counter-op who would be just as good. So, in this match, he can just run riot. As of right now, I don't know how normally play, but you look at previous matches that they've played. Obviously, the most notable was recently versus MIBR, where they came close to a victory, but didn't manage to close it out. Other than that, there's not been too much notable from this side just yet. So, obviously, someone with an opportunity to show themselves in the road to Rio, but in this match at least, we're yet to see Gaming really get going.
They did push radio, so at least no one on Envy is going to be heading in towards the outer bomb site or the upper bomb site for now. I believe he's actually still holding this angle, so when they try to push in, Mihu's going to be the one to try to get back into T lobby to open this for his team. I wonder if he's going to expect someone to push up. Oh, yes, that's the answer. Mihu explodes into the T side of the lobby and gives him an early advantage in this round.
Got to be so demoralizing. It's just got to be so demoralizing. You have a crossfire set up, and someone just walks in and headshots both players. Like, that's mad. RCF is going to catch Calyx on the outside, but in the meantime, there's a rotation going towards B. Very slowly. Tatterzin is close enough that he'll hear the footsteps the second they get moving, but ultimately, it should be too little too late. RCF also watching just in case they try and wrap into hell, but they'll get the bomb down. This round's over.
No doubt about that in my mind. Just try to save the op of the M4 into the next round. What's weird is, I mean, obviously with Nuke, it's a lot slower of a map than a map like Mirage, like we saw before, because I feel like Envy were playing a lot more fast-paced with, well, I guess the few rounds we did get to see for them on the T side. I worry for, when they swap over. I mean, obviously 6 rounds now for Envy on this map is phenomenal. I think going on to the hard side for them against Envy, who's shown they can play passive and beat you at your own game. Like, they're going to force you to execute onto a site and then just kill you with maybe even sometimes less men in the position. And I don't know if can kind of take control of the situation. I think that maybe they're depending on Envy to push, which was some of the ways they got some rounds in that first map.
Well, back to pistols again. I think some of the better play we've actually seen from Gaming so far have come off the back of these Deegs. One of the only rounds they actually managed to win on Mirage. From some tasty decoy shots. That was walking out, but they're not going to connect the shot this time. And it is actually quite scary how easy it is, or at least how easy it seems for Envy to just take control outside. Of course, in this round, it's not as impressive because their opponents don't have any utility or weaponry, but they've been doing this every single round, just wrapping around, like looking for space. They've tried to put AWPers out there. They've tried to put riflers out there. Maybe the Eagle's the answer, but again, Envy so quick on the trades, not allowing for much to happen. And with Ryan getting a double kill again this round, looking like it might be done. Dumao's at least in a decent position. One shot comes up. Still 3 more players to find, and they are looking for him here. Well, eventually, he's going to meet the same fate. It's left on to Tatterzin. 1v3. Ryan at least low. Still going to need a couple more impressive shots, and there's so much utility remaining for Envy that it's going to be tough.
You know what's blowing my mind right now, Tom, is the fact that Envy can take outside with 1 smoke. Like, have they, in a single round, put up a wall of smokes yet? I don't think they have. And I don't think they've even really gone in towards Secret as like a main pushing point. They were able to catch a player there before. I think that was RCF, in early rounds. But there just seems to be no contest. At least when there is a contest, it's not really with weapons. It's with just the pistols. And you can't let Envy have that much confidence. You need to force that utility out. Tatterzin just trying to save a gun here. Mihu's already hit 2 shots in the beginning, gets himself a 3rd. And also, we gotta talk about Mihu's entry back into T lobby. Like, that was insane. That shot onto the player towards radio. Like, what? That shouldn't happen.
Well, that's the thing with this team in general is, like, I mentioned it when we saw them play against Furia. It's like, if their team hits their skill ceiling, they could be really dangerous. Like, especially in North America, there's like a few obviously very elite teams. You go for your Liquids, you go for your EGs. You can stick the likes of Furia up there. But there's definitely some teams that if everybody on this team is performing, that they could beat. I think they could give MIBR a run for their money, especially if they're struggling versus, well, yeah, Gaming, who, as we're seeing, Envy are absolutely bodying them at the moment. Nihu, I think, is a huge talent that has just never really found a team that seems to gel with him. I think that Moose is another one of those players that, again, is like, he's someone who could be very good. Nifty, we've already spoken about him, as at a point he was a very talented AWPer. Calyx, Zontara is his second-hand man who's left the nest and moved to North America. And Ryan, someone who I do think is just getting better and better by the looks of things. So, yeah, I think this team has prospect. Obviously, this match is little to go on. I'm more looking at the fact that they did manage to take a map off of Furia, who have been playing very well recently. So, going into, as said, looking for that third spot probably in their group. Could be interesting.
Well, Envy have gotten into the bottom site. There's really no one there to stop them. Are we already seeing a potential save coming out of the CTs?
Wouldn't really blame them.
I mean, I can understand it, but like, that seemed all too easy for Envy. One kill in an RCF, and then that was, yeah, that was an op kill towards like hell, like outside hell, and then that ended the round just off that alone. They just walked down to lower. I kind of confused why there was no one towards like the secret side. No one. I mean, I know they did have one player peeking from ramp, and when he saw them cross into sight, he didn't really go for any shots, and he kind of knew then, like, yeah, we gotta go for the save, and they might not even be able to do that. You can see pushing through. Dumac gets position up. It doesn't seem to matter as he gets himself the 2 kills. IDK trying to save the AWP. Mihu even looking for the shots, and he's gonna fall to Fasten. At least we'll keep the weapons. Well, 2 of them. Well, they're not keeping the rounds.
Why would you go out at the end? I don't understand. It's been some really questionable stuff from here. I do kind of agree with the save there. If I was looking at this round in isolation, like once you've lost that lower B site, like retaking it in a 4v5, I don't think you're gonna win. But it's just the fact that it's already 8 rounds for Envy. It gets to a point where you have to be challenging that. I think that round was more just they'd been so forced into these like heavy A setups because of the wraparounds Envy have been going for. The one time that they go towards B, they weren't ready for it. They thought it was a fake. They thought they were being thrown off guard, and Envy just walk in. And it's that small adaptation, and that's always the thing. Like when you condition a team to do something, that's it. It's over. Like Envy have got them basically eating out of the palm of their hand. They're going, okay, yep, we've taken outside. Now we're gonna wrap around to A, right? Wrong. Now we're going B. And with this man just being able to like wide peek into angles and find them opening picks like all over the site, that's such a problem for Yeah Gaming. This time, at least Ryan's going to be caught. A little bit of an angle taken by RCF will net them the opening kill. Again, you can see how heavy they currently are on the A site. 4 of their players are here. They do not want to allow this wraparound, and the final has actually been able to get aggressive over to the ramp. But again, we're seeing this slow fallback from Envy. Expecting people in aggressive positions. The one thing for Yeah Gaming that could pay off, though, is they're not aggressive anymore. The only worry is you can see Duma's completely rotated off of ramp because, well, at least previously, they'd gone outside. So there was an opening. Instead, they're going to go barreling into the A side. If Yeah Gaming don't win this round, I don't know if there's one they can win. And how has Calyx just got 2 kills elsewhere?
Well, he pushed in a secret. I guess caught them not looking. Dumao, though, he will be down here to contest this. With 12 seconds left, he can kill the plant. It'd be phenomenal. He gets the first. Not quite able to get the second, though. At least Calyx is going to be dead. He's out of the round. Finally, a big nuisance for them. Potentially netting Envy their 9th, and now you see Fasten trying to escape. Gives up his position. Everyone else is going to charge straight into this. They don't want him saved an AK. I feel bad for him. He's being hunted at the moment. Oh, is he going to make it? No. No, surely not.
No,
Nifty.
not even close.
9-2. This has to be one of the quickest series potentially we've had in a long time, Tom.
You've said it now. Comeback's on, I believe. Yeah, gaming. Sorry, wait. Yeah! Gaming. Are going to make the comeback now. 16-9, I believe. The Brazilians have got this. RCF about to hit some sick headshots with the scouts. I'm going to watch him. Going outside with it. He's got a skin. That's all you really need. Here we go. That one was close.
Guys through a smoke.
Ooh, that one was actually really close. Yeah, look, he hit Nifty for 9. IDK finished the job. That's an assist.
Well, I'm still waiting for it. I'm still watching him. By the way, I want more commitment out of you next time. I want to hear you running to like the other side of your apartment and just hear ever so quietly you screaming.
My mic, like, I have it set up so that you can't hear even me typing on my keyboard. So if I even leave the room, you won't be able to hear me shout, yeah. I'm only going back like a foot, and it sounds like I'm very far away. Calyx, that is a tasty shot. RCF's going to go down. Once again, it's the pistols. They've invested into extra utility to at least try and slow the T's down. The problem is we're seeing the same scenario again, where they're able to just get in behind them, and the CTs are having to go for almost random aggression just to try and find anything here. Uma. Addison. Both opposite sides of the map. Nothing's going to come up again, Moose. Creating further domination. Addison. He's going to need a miracle to get up out of that vent. Especially he's going to hear the footsteps now going in. As they go to try and get that bomb down. Not leaving it late enough that he could try and deny the diffusal or deny the plant even. I guess he's just hoping that somebody jumps into the vent. I don't know why they would, but you never know at this point. I feel like Envy are just having some fun.
Tom, I've got a very difficult question to ask you. Why is not taking a timeout?
The only thing I can think of is that because they don't have a coach, they're just talking things over in these eco rounds. So a pause would just be more time taken for them to just sort of sit there when they're already talking things over. At least I don't think they have a coach. I don't see anyone in the server. So unless they're in a team house and he's just behind them, which is also possible. I don't know, but yeah, maybe if there is a coach, he's just talking during the rounds. If there isn't, they're just talking things through anyway. Like there's not really any limitations. So I would still like to see them take a pause just as a momentum break, just like slow things down, try and come up with something. Obviously, things are really troublesome at the moment. They're getting wrecked pretty much wherever they go. It's not even been like the fast-paced rounds coming out from Envy. Every single one of them has gone down to like the 30-second marker before they even really do too much. They're just hoping that somebody gets an opening kill, and a lot of the time they do. If they don't, they just switch it up to somewhere on the map, and they just manage to get all the entries. It's kind of crazy. I've never really seen anything go like this. And Calyx again, he's just going to walk out, this time a little bit quicker. He does eventually go down, but you have to feel at this point the damage is already done. Mihu's doing the same. And I feel like at the moment we're just seeing a completely different class of player. It's Calyx and Mihu on one level with Nifty alongside him. And then everybody else, well, I feel like Moose and Ryan haven't really had that much to do, just hunting down the remaining players, and then it goes down to where the gaming players are. I don't know if that's the norm, it's just where this team is, or if they're just having a really bad day. But whatever it is, they are getting slapped around.
I don't understand why Calyx is allowed to push outer and then just kill 2 people. Like, the people he killed weren't even looking. Maybe there's a window. I will give him that, actually. Maybe there was a window, because when we saw Calyx around the corner, excuse me, he did spot someone over towards hell that actually, like, kind of ran in towards heaven at the exact same moment. So maybe there was, like, that slight window that paid off for him. But still, you shouldn't be getting 2 kills like that. Baston's able to get 1 with the deagle. Nifty. Very ballsy for him to go back in for that, but he does get the AK away. Throws it right out of the map. So no gun going to be rescued for the CT side. And with Envy still a man down, like even if Gaming had rifles here, I still wouldn't say Envy are going to lose this necessarily, because everywhere Calyx pushes outside, seems like everywhere Moose pushes as well, they're just opening sights. They're just getting these kills.
He's going to try and fall back. I said they've had would say more success, at least, with the pistols.
Oh,
Calyx is
gosh.
just still going elsewhere. Because of that, they're actually going to hesitate whether they even want to go down towards B. It might not be worth it. If he can just clear out everywhere else on the map, Mihu getting another pick, Calyx just being patient, and yeah, I don't even think that they're trying to get the bomb down at this point. They're just taking their time. Dumar has at least retrieved an AK-47, but I wonder how long that's going to be kept. Ryan back on the hunt. He's on guard duty to make sure that nobody gets away with a gun they shouldn't have. And yeah, 12-2 T-side. Can't say I've seen that very often, if maybe even ever, on Nuke.
What is there to say? I mean, we could try to look into what Yeah Gaming can do to maybe turn this around. But it's just like Envy are hitting their shots and Yeah aren't. You know, it's not like we're seeing anyone flash a player in, like if you think of Cloud9, you know, with Modem yesterday as we were talking about. There's no like assistance for that. They're just losing their battles. Or if you're talking about the Envy side, they're just winning their battles without the assistance. Like watch, Calyx is gonna push outside, 1 kill. Sammy is pushed outside. And he's been doing this all game. He's by himself. That's basically a free kill if you can just stack 2 players there early on. But they're just walking over them. At least it's going to be a 3-on-3 with, you know, a minute and 15 seconds remaining. You can still see how aggressive Yeah are being. Like Faston, he's pushed up into hut. Honestly, with the lack of players, it's hard to cover off all the different positions that the enemy could come from. You have at least Tatizen watching for a heaven play, which actually could work out for them because Ryan is pushing into him. Ugh, again, Calyx somewhere else on the map gets a kill. Then Ryan gets that kill. They're just walking around corners and out-fragging their opponents.
I have to disagree with something you said a moment ago about it being a 3v3, because I think at this point Calyx counts as 2 players. So it's not really a fair representation of the round when he is getting 2 kills basically every single round. Like, Dumar, he's going to give it a go. Another 13-2 half Jason. It's looking like this may be a new record for one of the fastest series in history, unless Yeah Gaming can really pull something out of the dirt. We'll be back after the break to see if they can pull off the impossible.
I see the colors of your soul and I recognize every single line, every single roadblock. We are 2 hearts that beat in time. In the towers looking down all night, blocking out the sun that we need. Maybe we can change our stripes and colors. You're the only one I see. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise. Into my past and I count the numbers of the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. I'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep through the sunrise. up all night. It'll take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise, 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 sunrise. Sleep through the sunrise, 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 sleep through the sunrise.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into what could be a very quick end to today. It is going to be an attempted comeback on the T side from, Gaming. And we're going to see whether or not MV are going to be able to close this out as quickly as they have the first half.
Just imagine you just throwing your head back and just saying, yeah. Don't throw your headphones off. I think it'd be quite slippery without something there to hold them on. I'm sorry, that was too
It's got a
mean.
lot of friction, don't worry. Haven't
Well, it looks like they will be heading down, Mr. Clean, heading down to the bottom bomb site. Calyx again. He's a two-man team, I guess. Getting kill after kill. He's up to 2 in this round, and looks like they will rotate back towards the upper bomb site. But guess what? They
What?
still have to find 4 other players to hold us off if they get the bomb down. Calyx is on 21 kills. Holy Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's only round 16. There's still a couple more players to find. Bomb is going to be planted at least, so they have a chance in the clutch situation. Yeah, Gaming keep themselves in this. Be over before they've even begun. They didn't really get to play the CT side of the last map. They may not get to play the T side of this one. If they can't clutch this out, it's going to be nifty pushing him first. RCF does manage one, and now it's all on to Tadazin to try and hold on, Jason. A 1 versus 3. The bomb's been tapped. He needs to start pushing in. He'll get the first kill. The second man just waiting around. He needs to stop the defusal, and he can't do it. It's a shame for Gaming. And they'll at least get the bomb plant. They're going to risk it for a biscuit. They're going all in. They've put all their chips on the table. Putting it all on red.
That just shows where we're both at. You're talking about roulette or craps or something. I would thought you were just putting potato chips down. Clearly, I'm hungry.
Is that to go with your Mountain Dew amp game fuel, of course?
Oh, of course, I gotta have me some Mountain Dew amp game fuel. It has loser tiers.
Mountain amp game fuel, yeah.
Hey, you put me on the spot, all right? Team Envy still looking to just take this round without losing a single player. Fast in the less alive with the Mac 10. And they're just looking to hunt this one. I'm not sure what he can do here.
At least he's got the skins.
Yeah, it is.
And skins equal wins. Just not today. As Adele once said, this is the end.
As Adele once said, hello. I don't know. I don't even know the song you're talking about.
Oh, it's the, this is the end. Hold your breath and count to 10. At
thought you were
the
saying this is the end.
skyfall,
Okay.
they will crumble. They will stand tall. Something like that. Skyfall, the film, the James Bond one. They're pushing into the site, Jason.
Yeah, they're pushing directly in. Still to Team Envy. 2 kills already coming through. Pretty much just the pistols for the side of Game, and they're able to get 1 kill, but I think that's just pretty much going to do it here. Yeah, Gaming getting 4 rounds over the course of this series, over the course of 2 maps. They're even disconnecting already before RCF has even had his chance. No confidence in him, clearly.
Let's go. I believe. RCF into the 1v something because I can't tell because their players have joined the other team. It's actually going to be 4. It says on my overlay. I should know that. He's going to be looking to try and clutch this out. He's currently on the CT side, and that is it. Envy have taken it. A very close series with only 4 rounds going to Yeah Gaming. Before I say anything else, thank you very much for joining me for these last 2 hours. That's how long this broadcast had lasted, including